speaking about ego, spirit and soul. And I want to share with you the perspectives and the ideas that I have discovered in the work of Bill Plotkin. Bill Plotkin is an American psychologist, depth psychologist and wilderness guide, author of 4 books until this moment, really beautiful books. I strongly recommend his work. And throughout the years I've attended a couple of his programs, enrolled in some trainings. I even attended some of his work, meeting him personally. A great human, great teacher and a great guide as well. So I want to share with you the perspectives on these 3 elements: ego, spirit and soul. These are 3 realms of consciousness. And let's start with ego. Ego is coming from the Latin word ego and refers to our daily consciousness, the way we operate into our daily lives. For example, in this moment I'm operating from the consciousness of my ego. And the realm, the world of the ego is called the middle world. This is how I live. I go to work, I do my job, I interact with other people in social context, and the way I plan my life, in a way, is my strategic way of thinking, of being, is the realm of my ego. And there's nothing wrong with ego. Without ego, we wouldn't be able to function in the daily world. So ego is a good element. The question is, or the distinction is, if ego is mature enough or immature. So this is the maybe the tricky part. So the immature ego is an ego that causes rather challenges or problems. An ego that is mature, that is equipped with resources, is healed, is an important element for our full manifestation into the world. So there's the ego, my consciousness, my ego, my strategic way of thinking, of being. And we all have ego. We could not function without an ego. Then there's the other dimension, the dimension of the spirit. And by spirit, we understand the oneness, this universal energy, the divine energy that animates the universe. You may give it any name you want. You may call it God, Buddha, higher consciousness, Allah, the force, the universe, the great mystery, the creator, however you want to call it. But it refers to that higher consciousness, higher entity, the nameless one that animates everything and that I am part of. And when I am in that kind of consciousness, I feel connected with the One. I feel that I am no one and at the same time everyone. And this is the spirit realm, the upper world, the way it's called, is often a state of consciousness that I can access, I can enter, be in this state of consciousness through different spiritual practices. For example, through praying and singing, going to the church or to the mosque or to the temple, fasting, meditation. These are all spiritual practices that disconnect me from my ego and bring my consciousness up into the realm of the spirit. And when I shift my consciousness and I access the spiritual realm, I can feel a spiritual experience. I can live spiritual experiences that put me in touch with this divine universal presence. So this is the word of the spirit. Now if we go down, we go into the underworld. And the underworld is the world, the realm of the soul. The soul, I would call it, and the way Bill calls it, and other poets calls it, the sacred image we were born with. Or the sacred tapestry, the sacred painting, the sacred verse that only one person, one being carries and is able to manifest. So the soul is the realm of my uniqueness. And if we are to look, for example, in this forest, every tree, every plant is unique because they carry in a way a unique soul that only they can embody, they can manifest. With other words, in a way, the soul is the unique manifestation of the spirit into this physical world. And these three realms, they need to work, and they should work together. And I like to think at them and to look at them as a cycle. The spirit gives to the soul, this entity, this uniqueness, this sacred image that we need to embody. Soul pass it to the ego to manifest itself in a practical way in the material world. And again, the spirit goes to the ego, and the ego to the spirit, and so on. So it's a really beautiful dance between these three elements. And I believe that it's really important to be aware of the existence of these three realms, and that we can have access to the three of them. And to speak also about how we can access the underworld, the realm of the soul, their underworld practices, like symbolic artwork, wandering in nature, deep imagery, doing vision quests, trance dance and rhythms. And again, the particularity of the underworld is that it's deeply symbolical, metaphorical. It's a world of images and symbols and archetypes and mysteries and darkness. And yeah, so the upper world is a realm of light and brightness. The underworld is the realm of darkness. And they are both equally important, equally spiritual, and it's really important to be connected with all of them, with both of them. And I like this image of the tree, that the tree is rooted deep into the underworld, into the fruitful darkness, deeply immersed down there. The trunk, we can see as the trunk as the ego, this middle world, and the branches are the connection with the spirit. And in order to feel fulfilled and deeply aligned with our purpose on this earth, to really feel connected with the divine spiritual dimension of life, we need to cultivate an intentional, mindful relationship with both realms. And at the same time to cultivate and to develop our ego, to strengthen it, to make it healthy, more whole. And I named a few practices, and you may continue your exploration, and this is what I want to offer you, the invitation to explore these three realms and look for organizations, programs that offer this kind of work. Myself, I'm one of the people that do this kind of work, but there are so many other people, and nature has always been a great place where these three realms dance and meet and melt and transform each other. So start by going into the nature, wander in nature, immerse yourself, stop, look above, connect with the spirit in your own particular way. Connect with your soul by asking the deep and meaningful questions of life, like who am I, why am I here, what's my purpose, what do I have to bring into the world? Wander with the questions and look for a deep life, for a deep sense of being. This is what I wanted to share in this video, speaking about the three worlds, the three realms, the ego, the spirit and the soul. I hope this video was useful and it gave you a few insights and hopefully also a few questions that will make you wonder and explore. If you found it useful, give it a like, comment, share it with your friends, and above all, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Follow my work. You will see details in the description of this video. Visit my website, enroll in the workshops that I do in person or online, in Romanian or in English, and let's make together the world a better place. We need to. The world needs us. Earth needs us. Are we answering and saying yes? I hope you do. Bye bye. Thank you, my friend. Greetings from the trees. Greetings from Romania. Greetings from Cluj. See you, my friend.